All right, what's going on, people? So Shannon Sharpe has finally opened up about his departure from undisputed with Skip, and in my opinion, this is some of the things that I've taken away from that interview with Stephen A. Smith. So on the Stephen A. Smith show, they kind of Shannon Sharpe kind of talked about it, and I felt like, for one, I thought Stephen A. Smith was doing like some weasel shit. Like he was kind of like egging, not egging, kind of like at one point of the conversation, Stephen A. Smith asked Shannon Sharpe about his last day there, and Shannon Sharpe was talking about how he's going to miss all these people, and then after that, Stephen A. Smith was like, "Oh, I noticed you didn't say Skip Bayless." So it was kind of like he was trying to egg him on, like, yeah, go ahead, say something disrespectful about Skip Bayless. So that makes me think some it's some beef behind, between Stephen A. Smith and Skip that hasn't come out yet. So I think Stephen A. I not I think I feel Stephen A. Smith was trying to use Shannon Sharpe to kind of shit on Skip Bayless in a way. But anyway, he basically goes on to talk about the whole thing with when Skip was saying that, oh, he's jealous of Tom Brady because he played longer than him, and I thought that was dumb anyways, because if you know Shannon Sharpe has played tight end, a more physically demanding position than quarterback. So that was just stupid to even try to compare a quarterback to a tight end. And the fact that Skip Bayless is supposed to be like this journalist person and don't realize that Shannon Sharpe has been basically given credit for the way the tight end has been used today it is ridiculous. And I felt the same way how Shannon Sharpe felt when people were like, oh, well, Shannon Sharpe should just be grateful. And like Shannon Sharpe even addressed it, was like, Shannon Sharpe had a name before Skip Bayless. Granted, the name Shannon Sharpe isn't as big as it is now, but people are trying to act like Shannon Sharpe was just some bum on the street before Skip Bayless. Like, nah. Like, Shannon Sharpe said, I was on CBS for this. I was on not Shannon. I was on CBS for 10 years, and y'all acting like I just came from out of nowhere. And you could tell that kind of bothered him a lot. Another thing Shannon touched on, their friendship. He thought that him and Skip were friends, like friends, and that's he said that's what hurt him the most. Was I I thought you was my friend, and the fact that you took a personal shot at me to basically meat ride on some dude who won't even give you the time of day. He won't sit down with you, and yet you want to take a personal shot at me over him. So I think that was kind of like the biggest thing for Shannon Sharpe, was like, wow, my quote unquote friend, gonna take a personal shot over me for some dude, you know. And then he goes on to talk about, I think they touched on the Damar Hamlin thing a little bit too, and it was kind of the same thing. And he was like, yeah, pretty much at that point, it was like it was pretty much kind of done at that point. And and then he kind of alluded to almost basically getting physical with him over that Tom Brady thing. And he actually touched upon that. He was like, that actually, he like, in hindsight he would have did it, but it helped him out, because he was saying like he would go into like business meetings and stuff like that, and he would that would get brought up, and it was like, yo, we seen how you handle that situation, and you didn't jump across the desk and choke him or whatever. So we want to do business with you. So And my opinion of the whole thing was, I honestly think Skip Bayless had a resentment towards Shannon Sharpe, because I honestly think Skip Bayless didn't see Shannon Sharpe becoming what he is now. And I think that bothered Skip Bayless. And, it just constantly grew resentment. You see him. He knew Shannon Sharpe was uh, a huge LeBron fan. Skip Bayless knew Shannon Sharpe was a huge LeBron fan, and the fact that you not only he a fan, the fact that he can actually go and sit at courtside at Lakers game, can actually, you know, shake his hand, give him a hug, all that stuff. And I think Skip Bayless wants to do that with athletes. He's not doing that with Kevin Durant. He's not doing that with Tom Brady. And I honestly think that bothered him so much. Even if you go back to when Club Shay Shay first started, it, it was on the episode with Floyd Mayweather. And basically Floyd kind of alluded to, like, I rock with you, Shannon Sharpe. I don't mess with Skip Bayless. That's why I would never come on Undisputed. I will come on your podcast, Club Shay Shay, but I'm not coming on Undisputed. So honestly, I think that rubbed Skip Bayless the wrong way. And like Shannon Sharpe said, he noticed, like, Skipper said a lot of disrespectful things, but Shannon Sharpe let it slide and let it slide, and then eventually it came to that. So, and then he pretty much touched on, like, how he was grateful of Skip for giving him an opportunity, and they talked more and more. But I thought it was very interesting about the whole friendship thing, when he pretty much said, because everybody was like, oh, Shannon and Skip should have, they're great chemistry together. But he pretty much touched on, like, yeah, me and Skip pretty much, once some cameras stopped rolling, like, we didn't say nothing to each other. Like, he had basically more of a friendship with everybody else around, like, the production team and stuff, other than Skip. So I think that was probably like one of the more bigger things, what the most shocking thing to me that came out of that interview. But if y'all want to check it out, he did an interview with Stephen A. Smith, and you go check for yourself. So I'm out of here.